Do you think they should think about bringing Beans in?
I don't know if Beans is going to be able to bring that if they do make that change.
And Beans, you get both of them.
Anyway, I have to ask, what are kind of your goals moving forward as a player?
My goals as a player, I want to get that ring. I want to be the first European to dance. Across the face. Like we said, in round 3 we go. Boston Blue, attack and Beans, living up to the name. No.
What a life right now from Breeze, and he has no time on slowing down. He finds another 2 in them.
Hold on. Beans trying to do it all from inside the point. Another big kill for Beans. And Beans again. Absolute devastation. And the hard point still belongs to Ultra and Destroy. Once again goes their way.
Beans is on his way to becoming one of the top players in the COD League, and he found himself in a great situation on Toronto this season, but it was a grind to get here. He began playing COD at the age of like 8 or 9 and fell in love with the game, and at the time he was living in the UK, but he moved to Dubai and got into the gaming scene over there. Apparently they had a good little COD scene going on over there, and Beans got to start playing competitive LAN tournaments. He moved back to the UK just in time for Modern Warfare 19 and began competing seriously when he turned 18, and eventually made his way to the Pro League in just a few years. But he first started playing European Challengers and didn't find much success throughout Modern Warfare, with his best placement being a $2,000 top 24 win at the 2020 Challengers Finals, and he definitely used the experience from that to perform better in Cold War. At this time, he even rubbed shoulders with people like Abuza, but that only lasted a few weeks into December. He found himself on a better Challengers team and qualified for the European Amateur League for the 2021 season, going on to play a bunch of Challengers Cups for the rest of the year and learning his way around the amateur scene. In Cold War, he found a few top 6 finishes and was starting to become a better player after grinding so much, but Call of Duty Vanguard was the year everything started to change for Beans. He gained a bunch of valuable experience that contributed to his rise in Vanguard. He started connecting with more players, and he was playing the SMG flex role. He could really play with either the SMG or the AR, but he was a fast-paced player nonetheless, and is able to slay in respawns especially. At the beginning of the Vanguard season, he teamed with Vortex, Weeman, and Harry, qualifying for Stage 1 and finding a couple good placements for the first few Challengers Cups, but everything really changed when they got signed to Toronto Ultra Academy's EU roster, and this was a major step for Beans' career because now he was under a more prominent organization for the first time, and despite a few roster changes throughout the season, he remained a consistent player and really stood out among the rest of his roster. He's not only a great player, but people are really drawn to his passion for the game. He gets loud in the comms, and he's always making his teammates feel more confident. This was like a turning point for him as he got his first chance to play against pro teams. Towards the end of the season, he was even getting vouchers from legends around the COD scene like Crim6.
This guy almost single-handedly beat our team and we won the event. Wardy and Beans, you get both of them.
And when it came to the Challengers Finals in 2022, the Ultra Academy EU placed top 6, and the future was looking really promising as he was just getting better with each title. After his breakout season, he caught the attention of a lot of pro teams, but Boston Breach hit him up and gave him a good opportunity. So in September 2022, they signed him as a substitute on their roster, and then he joined the Boston Academy team alongside Doug Sensor Martin, who is known for developing new talent in the COD scene. And in MW2, he recruited Beans and Kremp and gave them a great opportunity on Boston. Now, while their placements weren't too good, Boston qualified for the 2023 Elite Stage 1 and got to play through January. Not great placements, but Beans was playing well and got the exposure he needed playing with Breach Academy.
Him up, knocking him down, ready for another. This would be for the street. He's got the knife out, ready to go rogue. And Beans up close and personal. It's just going from one doorway to the next.
And the stars aligned for him after Major 2. Scump retired, and then Methods retired right after. Boston seen the opportunity and moved him up to the starting roster, and he finally made his dream come true and became a professional Call of Duty player, with his pro debut being against Toronto Ultra on February 17, 2023. His career got off to the funniest start I've ever seen.
Moving into the rest of the year as we jump on into map number 1. Boston. Oh no! The Toronto Ultra. It's not the way you want to start off your.
He turned it around and instantly impacted the Breach, bringing energy to his team, and he's definitely known for bringing his energy to the comms as well.
Beans comms they're kind of insane. He's got some passion in those comms.
In the Major 3 qualifiers, Boston had their best placement in a very long time, placing 2nd with their new addition to the roster.
Team is running wild in Restaurant 2.
He's just trapping the sophomores right now. Sim and Brett cannot get past Beans. He's just staying. But what a life right now from Breeze, and he has no time on slowing down. He finds another 2 in the feed. Oh, denied level.
Oh, Beans has. Beans is unbelievable.
Oh, my.
And Beans would make his first pro LAN debut at Major 3 and continued to showcase his talent. He played against Optic Texas in Texas, so it was against an opposing crowd, but Beans still came out and accepted the challenge. And in his first game against Optic Texas, he was going crazy. He dropped a 17 kill performance in SND.
Whoa. And that's information for Beans, by the way. That's stump coming through. Beans has to have an idea. Beans, he knows it. He can hear it. Redemption.
Once again, the man to do it. 2v2 now. Breach are fighting tooth and nail. Can Beans get his third? Here on the round, he does.
Challenge.
No, Beans gets another one. Ghosty though manages to level the playing field as best he can. It is all down to Dashi after a team kill. And wait a minute, Beans is there. Beans gets it. Breach, unfazed.
He really started to put the league on notice, and he carried his team to a dub in his first LAN match. Boston would go on to finish 4th in this tournament, eventually losing to Optic. But Beans had a great pro debut. Beans was growing his stock in the league and proved that he could hang with the best of the best. After the Modern Warfare 2 season, Boston decided to go in a different direction to build around Stoopy for MW3. Some people were confused and shocked to see him out of the league for MW3, saying he's definitely good enough to play in the league. The guy is super talented. Boston last year just wasn't the right fit for him, unfortunately. Beans finished the 2023 season with a 1.04 overall KD and a 1.21 in control.
Device in place, countdown started.
On my orange door. I have orange. Middle,
I
middle.
want P1.
I'm behind the middle, sit down.
There you go.
One's P2 as well.
For the Modern Warfare 3 season, he found himself back in the Challenger scene, and he played with Bance, Hixie, and Nasty to start the season and dominated down in Challengers, placing like 1st and 2nd at nearly every event. I even seen him when I went to the Miami Open and got to watch him play live, which was pretty cool. And even down in the Challenger scene, Beans was still bringing that same energy and was proving why he deserved a spot back in the league.
It's overtime. I hate to tell you this. Beans in a 1 versus 3 and... Hold on. Whoa. Hold on.
I don't believe that.
Goodness.
It was after this Miami event that Beans finally got his call back up into the league. On April 2nd of 2024, Boston Breach was dealing with internal issues, and Slasher and ASIM left because they didn't want to team with Snoopy. So that opened 2 spots on the Boston Breach, and they picked up Beans and Pentagram right before the Major 3 qualifiers to finish out the season. Now, honestly, this wasn't a great situation for him to go into, and the team was chalked before Beans even got there, but he had to make the most of his situation, and he got a spot back in the Pro League, but Boston could not find any success. I think at one point they were on like a 15 losing streak. I feel like at that point for Beans, he probably just chalked it up and he was just playing for KD. That's what I would have done, honestly. But yeah, shout out to Beans for doing that though, because that team was kind of chalked.
It's to break the money hill, so credit to Brisa and credit to Beans, who is now thriving with that success. I don't know if they're going to read the back spawns, or maybe they do in the perfect amount of time. That's great communication as well, so Boston, they're doing all the little things right. What a win from Beans. That streak
really could have hurt his stock going into the next season too. They had roster changes because Pentagram got dropped and then retired. Major Maniac joined to finish the season, but Beans just once again found himself in the wrong situation and proving himself as an individual player time and time again. Beans is one pro I genuinely feel bad for. He's too good for how bad his team was. I mess around saying my favorite thing about Beans is his comms, but if he had any half decent teammates, he would have been at champs. The MW3 season wasn't quite over for Beans just yet because he found himself on the Carolina Royal Ravens for the Esports World Cup, and they made a pretty solid top 6 tournament run at EWC. He even had a few clutch moments like this round 11 versus Optic.
But Kenny, he is going to get stunned. Positioning already known. The double chow is going to fly on in. But that's where you got Dashi and Pred. They equal it up. 2v1 now. The damage was so significant for Kenny, but now it's just down to 1v1. And Beans deep over towards bottom helipad, gets a little bounce up, finds the last shot.
And I feel like this tournament was probably a good boost for his confidence after that season with Boston, and it gave him a fresh start going into the offseason. What a great payday from EWC and some more experience playing internationally, but he was just signed for EWC and the Ravens released him shortly after. Wow, lots of talent in the free agent marketplace. There were some really good free agents and a lot of major team changes in the offseason, one being that Scrap and Envoy left Toronto Ultra to join LA Thieves for the Black Ops 6 season. Once again, another opportunity open for Beans to join his best roster situation yet. Joe Deceives also joined Toronto Ultra, and he's another young player. The reason why this is such a good situation is because he's joined along Insight and Kleenex, and they've been teaming together since the start of the CDL and have great experience that Joe and Beans can learn from. This is a little side thing, but Beans won the Flank Invitational with Shotzi at the beginning of Black Ops 6. I thought that was a pretty cool side quest that he did. So he started off the Black Ops 6 season right. He's been carrying that momentum with him into the CDL season because Toronto Ultra and Beans have looked incredible this season. Easily one of the best teams in the game, if not the best right now. And Beans has gotten some highlights of his own this season already.
This is the opportunity. You are playing heavy for these kills.
Yeah, absolutely. If you can get a couple, that helps. I mean, he's still got one member of FaZe, of BZ in the middle that could stop the B hit. But here we go. Beans 1, Beans 2. Oh, yeah. Huge. And the point is still monkey as Beans trying to do it all from inside the point. Another big kill for Beans. And Beans again. Absolute devastation. And the hard point still belongs to Ultra.
He's currently sitting at a 1.09 overall KD and a 1.14 in SND. And this team has been meshing really well together. And like I said, Beans is in his best situation, and we'll see if he can make the most of it. But one thing about Beans is that he's definitely earned this, as he's been grinding for so long and worked his way through challengers, now got his way into the pro scene. He's proved himself not only to be a good player, but a good teammate, and he's always bringing that energy for his team. So you always want someone on your side like that. And he just seems like a good dude, to be honest. He's quickly become a fan favorite in the CDL, with people saying, I love having this guy on Ultra. Beans has easily become one of my favorite players. Love the pickup since day one. He's finally got on a good team and is not putting it to waste. And he isn't afraid to show some personality. Best case scenario after losing Scrap. So we'll see what Beans can do going forward, but I wish him the best. That is the story of Beans' rise in Call of Duty Esports. If you guys enjoyed this video, check out this video about Ghosty's journey in the COD League and subscribe to the channel. I hope y'all have a good holiday with your family. Merry Christmas, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, peace.